Good morning. My name's Jeff King, and I'm the Director of Veterans Programs here at the Pennsylvania Department of Military and Veterans Affairs. It's my pleasure to welcome you all here today, along with our partners at the Pennsylvania Treasury, as well as their Bureau of Unclaimed Property. So welcome to Fort Indian Town Gap. We're here today to return a medal for Jim's father, Ray Morgan, a Schuylkill County native and a veteran of the Vietnam War. And we're just very happy to have the Pennsylvania Treasurer, Stacy Garrity, here to make this special return to Jim. Secretary Garrity.
Thank you so much, Jeff, and I'm so delighted that we have so many coworkers that came to support Jim. So, guys, raise your hands. Look at, wow, that's amazing. Yep. And we are so honored to have Ray's brother Dale here. Dale, thank you. So good morning, everyone. I'm Pennsylvania Treasurer Stacy Garrity, and I am so pleased to be joined by Senator Chris Gebhardt and Representative JoAnne Stehr this morning as we recognize, yes, thanks guys for coming, as we recognize National Purple Heart Day, a day to honor the brave men and women who were injured or lost their lives in our defense. And I want to thank you all again for joining us, so special. And I want to thank the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs for working with us to help host today's event here at Fort Indian Town Gap, which I've been here hundreds of times. So today is an incredibly special Purple Heart Day because we're here to remember and recognize the Purple Heart recipient, the late Ray Alvin Morgan, a veteran of the Vietnam War. The Purple Heart is our nation's oldest military award. It was created by George Washington as the badge of military merit way back in 1782 to award his troops for their heroism and bravery in the Revolutionary War. And in his orders of the day that year, on August 7th, he stated in part that those that achieved a singular meritorious action should be permitted to wear over his left breast the figure of a heart in purple cloth. Now, this was very unique at the time, as it was the very first formal recognition of enlisted soldiers outside of promotions. And historians can only confirm that such 3 badges were presented. So the Badge of Merit was resurrected as the Purple Heart Medal in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. And this is why the current medal, it depicts Washington's silhouette. So the Purple Heart Medal is now awarded to those wounded or killed in action as a result of engaging with the enemy. And it's estimated that nearly 2 million have been awarded, including more than 350,000 to our servicemen and women who fought in Vietnam. Private First Class Ray Morgan, nicknamed Fritz, was wounded in 1966 while serving in the Vietnam War, and he sustained injuries that removed him from active duty. So he was a member of Company A, 4th Supply and Transportation Battalion, 4th Infantry Division, in the United States Army. And he served from 1929, 1965, until October 19th, 1967. And I was so excited to meet Jim here this morning and the rest of the family. His dad received this Purple Heart while he was recovering at the Valley Forge Hospital. Now, unfortunately, this medal was tucked away for safekeeping in a safe deposit box, and so it found its way to Pennsylvania Treasury. So it came to our vault in Harrisburg as unclaimed property. So my staff, shout out to Lori, immediately started the search for Ray and his family when the medal came into our care. And thanks to the inscription on the back of the Purple Heart that had his name, we were able to find Jim and make sure this priceless medal will be in the right hands. So, and returning it today on Purple Heart Day makes it even more special. So right now, Treasury's vault is safeguarding thousands of items, from old letters to valuable jewelry and other collectibles. But without a doubt, the most valuable items are the military decorations that we protect. And right now, we have just about 500 military decorations like this Purple Heart Medal. So we keep them safe, we keep them secure, and most importantly, we investigate each and every one to try and find the veteran who earned it or their family. So my team scours the internet, they make cold calls, they really leave no stone unturned to find the rightful owners. Now, as treasurer, I protect our state's finances, but one of the best parts of my job isn't about money at all. It's moments like today when I can reunite a piece of a veteran's story with their family. Now, Jim, I would love you to come up and join me. So I want to mention first that Jim works here at the Gap in the Office of Veterans Affairs, so this is really a very unique return. And so first, Jim, we have a proclamation to present to you. And I'll read it, okay? So whereas service in the United States military is a noble and selfless calling, and those who serve in the United States military make sacrifices, somehow profound, in living up to their solemn oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, and whereas as a society we have an obligation to recognize and respect their service, and under Pennsylvania law, the Pennsylvania Treasury Department receives unclaimed property and is responsible for returning said property to its rightful owners, and whereas military decorations reported to the Pennsylvania Treasury Department as unclaimed property deserve extra attention and special care, and whereas the Pennsylvania Treasury Department has a fiduciary duty to act as custodian for such military decorations, and until such military decorations are returned to the rightful owners or their heirs, Treasury holds this duty as sacrosanct in maintaining the safekeeping of all military decorations. And whereas Pennsylvania Treasurer Stacy Garrity is a retired United States Army Reserve Colonel with more than 30 years of military service who is honored to recognize fellow veterans, and whereas the Pennsylvania Treasury Department has identified military decorations, including a Purple Heart Medal, Vietnam Service Medal, and Meritorious Defense Service Medal, awarded to Ray Alvin Morgan, reported as unclaimed property, and whereas Ray Alvin Morgan served his country as a private first class in Company A, 4th Supply and Transportation Battalion, 4th Infantry Division in the United States Army from November 29, 1965 until October 19, 1967, during which time he was wounded in Vietnam, which led to his discharge from active duty. And whereas Ray Alvin Morgan was awarded the Purple Heart while recovering from his injuries at Valley Forge Hospital, now therefore be it resolved that it is an honor and a privilege on this National Purple Heart Day, August 7th, 2025, for the Pennsylvania Treasury Department and Treasurer Stacy Garrity to return the Purple Heart and aforesaid military decorations to James Morgan, son of Ray Alvin Morgan, and be it further resolved that Pennsylvania Treasurer Stacy Garrity, on behalf of the Pennsylvania Treasury Department and the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, extends her deep gratitude to Ray Alvin Morgan for his honorable and faithful service in defense of our great nation. Now, Jim, I want to return this Purple Heart. So his father's name, Ray A. Morgan, is actually inscribed on the back, which is how we found you. And I am so honored to return this Purple Heart to Jim Morgan and recognize and remember the sacrifices his father, Private First Class Ray Morgan, and those of Ray's family. So we're also returning Ray's Vietnam Service Medal and the National Defense Service Medal. Jim, do you want to say a few words?
Sure.
Can I help you with these?
I am honored today. I'm honored today to have my father's original engraved Purple Heart and his other medals returned to me from a forgotten safe deposit box. I am grateful to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Treasurer Stacy Garrity and her staff, especially Lori Hattrick, who was instrumental in organizing the return of my father's medals. I want to personally thank General Weigel, Keith Graham, and Jeffrey King here at Fort Indian Town Gap for allowing the ceremony to be held where I work, serving the veterans of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I also want to thank my family and friends and coworkers for attending today to support me in this special day. The Purple Heart is a symbol of honor for those veterans that have been wounded in the line of duty. This is a testament to my father, Ray Alvin Morgan's bravery and his service to his country. Having his original Purple Heart means the world to me, more than words can say, along with the National Defense Medal and his Vietnam Service Medal. I felt like I won $1 million when Lori called me and told me that she found the medals in a safe deposit box and they would like to return them to me. I cried during that call. As I'm very emotional today, I was on that call as well. Today is truly an emotional day for me. I thought I lost his medals forever. We are here today on National Purple Heart Day, honoring my dad's service to our country. I am very happy to have these medals back in my possession. Thank you everyone for your support here today.
Thank you so much, Jim. Again, it is such an incredible honor to return your dad's medals to you today. And now I would like to have Representative JoAnne Stehr to join us and say a few words. Thank you, Representative.
Good morning, everyone. It is true honor to join you today as we recognize the courage, sacrifice of Private First Class Ray Morgan and the return of his Purple Heart to his family. State Representative for the 107th, which Ray called home, I am deeply moved to be part of this meaningful ceremony. Though he left us too soon, his story lives on in the hearts of those who knew him, in the lives he touched, and through his service, and now again in this powerful moment of remembrance. Private First Class Morgan served with bravery in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War. Assigned to the Company A, 4th Supply and Transportation Battalion of the 4th Infantry Division, he answered his nation's call and was wounded in his service. Earning the Purple Heart, we are here to return today. To Jim Morgan, who continues to serve our veterans through his work at Fort Indian Town Gap, I want to thank you, not only for your dedication, but for keeping your father's legacy alive. I also want to commend Pennsylvania Treasury and Stacy Garrity for the care and diligence it took to reunite this Treasury medal with its rightful owner. Thank you, Lori and Josh and Stacy, of course. Reported as contents of an abandoned safe deposit box, this Purple Heart has now been restored to where it belongs. This is more than a symbolic gesture. It is restoration of honor, memory, and deeply personal piece of history. On Purple Heart Day, we are reminded that behind every medal is a story of sacrifice. May this return be a lasting tribute to one brave soldier and the legacy he leaves behind. Thank you for the privilege of being part of this meeting. Full day. And from the House of Representatives, Jim, we would just want to give a citation, certificate of recognition for James Morgan in honor of First Class Private Ray Morgan. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, JoAnne. And you know what, everyone, for your comments and for gathering with us today. You know, as a veteran myself, returning military decorations is really near and dear to my heart. I've had the immense honor of returning more than 510 since taking office. That includes 3 Bronze Stars, 1 Gold Star Medal, and today marks our 13th Purple Heart returned. And returning these medals, this is how I think of it, it's a way to show our gratitude for the immense sacrifices of our veterans and their families. The men and women who have served for America and their families deserve no less. And as long as I'm your state treasurer, I promise you this, we will never, ever stop looking for the veterans who earn these medals and their families. So you can visit patreasury.gov/unclaimed property/medals to see the full list of decorations that we still have waiting in the vault. So thank you again for joining us today. Thank you, Jim, for allowing us to honor your father and you. We just want to remember all of the Purple Heart recipients that have protected the liberties we enjoy as Americans every day. Brave men and women like Private First Class Ray A. Morgan. So God bless all of you, God bless Pennsylvania, and God bless the United States. Now, would anybody have any questions for myself or Jim? Okay, well, thanks again.
Don't working out there in Foster Township in the office. I think she is because I said I know this lady, and then after I left, I got home.
They must be inundated because it was a long process, so I don't know, there's a lot of people always filing claims. I wasn't too big into it, it wasn't for me, so I didn't care too much about it, but it was a long ass process, and I'm like, why do you have to get that for now? Yeah, granted, she's getting more and more documentation. Georgia, California, Arizona, I just did every state.
Send him Stacy.
Unclaimed property. Yeah.
Guys, what great coworkers. In our office, like that's oh, that's so nice that you came. Yes. Figured out. It means a lot to us. It's gonna figure it out, but that's all my partner. The only reason we found it is safe deposit